The last summit push of the season certainly delivered overnight. Here's a quick update from May 28th from Everest Live. I'm Ben Ayers coming to you from noisy Kathmandu. Overnight, basically just as I posted my dispatch last night, some news came in on a bunch of different fronts. First of all, as predicted, Egloff posted that without publicly announcing it, he and his partner had gone up to climb yesterday, trying to set the no oxygen speed record. Given the weather and fatigue, they turned around from below Camp 4. This is the second year Carl has spent upwards of 50 days at base camp in the mountains training for this, and he turned around and went home empty-handed. On the other hand, Tyler Andrews went up at about, I think, 7:11 p.m. using oxygen. I think some of the debates, I think it was a smart move of Tyler. Some of the debates around using oxygen on his previous attempt, his helicopter ride down from Camp 2, all of that probably put enough doubt in the no O2 record, plus kind of the sketchy weather. It made a lot of sense for him to turn on the gas and see if he could break the previous record set in 2003 by Lakwe Sherpa of 10 hours and 56 minutes. So 23 years later, Tyler Andrews made it from 7:11 p.m. to 5 a.m. overnight, climbing from base camp to the summit on oxygen in 9 hours and 55 minutes, beating the previous record by 1 hour and 1 minute. So congratulations, Tyler. Not necessarily the prize that he came here to win, but I think the right prize for the time. And he's making his way safely down to base camp now. Good news all around. I also need to learn to be a little better about not saying anything about safety, deaths, fatalities, injuries for the season, because every time I seem to say it, something bad happens. And last night, Lithuanian climber Saulius Damulevicius, forgive my pronunciation, he was trying to do a solo no O2 ascent, and he also turned around before the summit. A group from Summit Climb, working with Dan Mazur, they found him basically immobile outside of Camp 4 with no food, water, or oxygen. They brought him into tents. They kept him alive overnight. And I spoke with his outfitter from Satori Adventures today, and they sent up a rescue team overnight that basically took over the rescue from the folks at Summit Climb, and Saulius is making his way down to Camp 2 now. So thankfully, happy ending, but I think we are quite close to a much less than happy ending for him. It's one of those things too, that gets me thinking about a lot of this debate around, well, what's oxygenless? What is oxygen? If you use oxygen, like on one mountain, does it not count when you go to another mountain, so on and so forth? And there's a lot of this pressure on this idea of doing Everest in this super pure, super hardcore way, right? Like no O's, no Sherpa support. That's the only super pure way of climbing. But the reality is right now, there's so many people, there's a lot of criticism or discussion around when Jam McManus climbed Lhotse without oxygen, even though he had a Sherpa with oxygen with him for safety, does that count? Because if something goes wrong, immediately you're going to get helped. To me, it's like Everest is so full of oxygen right now. It's so full of people. Even people like Saulius who are on their own, there are going to be resources mobilized to save you. You may as well bring your own Sherpa up with you. You may as well have everything in your favor for safety, because that way, A, you're not depending on the kindness of strangers, and B, you're not putting those strangers at risk when you need to get rescued on the way back down. To me, this whole idea of this kind of manly purity of going totally without oxygen during the spring season doesn't make any sense. If you want to go for it, do what Jos Kobosh is doing. Go up in the winter by yourself. Go in the fall when no one else is up there, if you really want to be hardcore about it. But during the climbing season, bring your shit with you. It's just safer for everybody. That's my rant for today. Let's see what comes in tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.